Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for clicking. My name is Joan. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to make a basic skirt pattern. Let's get straight to it. So guys, I have my pattern paper. This is my pattern paper. You can use anything that you have available, like calendar or anything available. Okay, so basically this is my pattern paper. I also have my measuring tape like this. I also have my measuring tape. I have my marker pen, and then I have my pair of scissors. Let's get straight to the tutorial. I also had my ruler as well. So guys, assuming this is on fold, I'll go down by half of an inch like so. I'll mark half of an inch and then straight it out. So guys, this line is basically my waistline. This is my waistline, or the starting point for the vertical measurement that I'm going to be taking. So this being my waistline, I'm going to label that part. So this is my waistline. So from my waistline, I'll go down to my hip line, which is 8 inches. This differ depending on the person you are marking for, but I think 8 to 9 inches is the standard for from your waist to your hip line. I'll go down to the full length of the skirt. So I assumed here the full length of my skirt is 18 inches. It could be more or less. So I went ahead and then marked that from my waist to hip, which is 8 inches, and then the full length of the skirt, which is 18 inches. This is very simple. So I'll go ahead and then straight that out. Okay guys, so after taking the vertical measurement, I'll now go ahead and then mark that of my horizontal measurements. Remember, this skirt is on fold. If I say on fold, I mean like this. Either your pattern or the fabric that you're using should be cut on fold like this. And mind you, this is the front part of our basic skirt pattern. This is the front part of our basic skirt pattern. Okay guys, so let's move on to that of our horizontal measurement. Now, that is considering your waist measurement, your hip measurement, and then the full length of the skirt. Now, I'll go ahead and then label the part. That's my hip line and that's the full length of the skirt. So guys, before I mark that of my horizontal measurement, I'll go ahead and mark that of my dart, which is nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So that I have 4 inches. 4 inches. Okay, now that's for the width. Now for the length, I'll go down by 6 inches, or you go up from your hip measurement 2 inches like this, and then connect them together. So guys, from here, I'll place my measuring tape on it like this and mark ½ inch on both sides of the line. After that, I'll go ahead and then connect the point to the end of the line as seen. Okay guys, so this is our front dart. So this is it. After achieving our darts, I'll go on and then mark that for our horizontal measurement. I'll go ahead and then mark that of our horizontal measurement. So first of all, I'm going to divide my waist measurement by 4. I'll divide my waist measurement by 4 and then mark it there. So whatever I got for my waist measurement divided by 4, I mark it there. So I had 7 inches. I marked that and then add the 1 inch that I added to the skirt and then added stitching allowance or seam allowance to it. I hope you understand this. I'll then go to my hip measurement and then divide it also by 4. I had 9.5 inches. dividing my hip measurement by 4, I had 9.5 inches. I'm going to mark that and then add 1.5 stitching allowance to it. Now, when you go to the full length of the skirt, depending on how pencil you want your skirt to be, you can deduct 1 inch from your hip measurement or deduct 1.5 from your hip measurement. So I deducted 1.5 from my hip measurement, so that is me getting 8 inches. So that's what I marked at the full length of the skirt, and then added my seam allowance, which is 1.5 inches. After that, I'll go ahead and then connect my waist measurement to the hip point like this, and then connect the hip point to the full length of the skirt like this, and connect the seam allowance to each other as well. So I went ahead and then labeled the front pattern for this skirt and then cut it out. But before we cut it out, I'm going to be showing you another way of cutting the waistline. If you want to give it a slant at the waist, at the front side of your pattern skirt, all you gotta do is that you go up by 1/2 inch on the waistline. Go up by 1/2 inch here like this. Mark 1/2 inch here. And then at the center front, go down by 1/2 inch like this, and then connect them together like this. This will just give it a slanted shape at the end, at the front of your skirt. This is optional. You can choose not to do this, or you can go by this. Slant it this way. After that, you cut this off. Like I said, this is optional. If you don't want this, it means you're already done with your front part of your skirt. So cut this out. Before I forget, on your hip line, make sure you make it curvy. It shouldn't be pointy, it should be curvy. So try to make it more curvy, just as I'm doing, because you don't want to end up having a pointy or an edgy hip line on your skirt. So after that, you just cut it out, and then use the front part of your skirt to cut that of your back part of the skirt. Like I said, the waistline slant is optional, so you can choose to leave it or you can choose to cut that out. Now this is the pattern for my back part of the skirt. Assume this is also on fold just as the front pattern. So I'll go ahead and then mark 1.25 inches for my zipper line. Add 1.5 inches to the back of the skirt. So like I said, this is my zipper line or zipper allowance. So I went ahead and then placed the front pattern of the skirt on top of the back pattern. So I'm going to place the front part of the skirt exactly at the line that we marked for the zipper allowance. I'm just making sure you don't get confused. So this is the zipper allowance that we left for the back part of the skirt. This is the zipper allowance, and then if you want to give it a slit at the end, you go ahead and use that. So I'm going to trace this out. I'm going to use the front part of the skirt placed on the back part like this to trace this out. So guys, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider clicking the subscribe button, like this video, click on the notification bell so anytime I upload a new video, you'll be the first to be notified. So just as I said, I'm going to use the front pattern to trace out that for the back part of the skirt. Now I went ahead to elongate that a bit up. So I'm going to shift my front pattern up, down like this, and then use it to trace that of the dart on it to be able to mark out the dart for the back part of the skirt. Or better still, you can just use your zipper allowance line and then mark 4 inches, mark your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 4 on the back, just as you did for the front, and then go down by 6 inches like this. Then you straight out the lines together. After that, use the line, place your measuring tape on the line and mark 1/2 inch on both sides, just as you did for the front part of the skirt, like this. After that, go ahead and then connect it to the line. Connect it like this. Okay guys, so apparently we're done with the dart. So I went ahead and connected the down part of the skirt to the zipper allowance like so. So this basically our back part pattern for the skirt. So you go ahead and then label that as well. You can use this pattern to make different kinds of skirts, just as I showed you in the beginning of this tutorial. So cut this out. So guys, remember this is a basic skirt pattern without a waistband. So after cutting this out, you're basically done. This is the front part of the skirt and that's the back part of the skirt. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye.